Hi, everybody. It's Greg from Docs Sports, and we are back with your Wednesday edition of Docs Daily. I apologize on my voice. There was a lot of celebrating last night.
Craps table, baby.
Yeah, we went to Stadium Swim yesterday, Nick, Griffin, and we had another guy's named Guy that works with us. So we all went out. And,
you went with Guy.
Oh, yeah. And it was one of those. We hit a big
parlay too.
Yeah, Vegas Knights and North Texas. And North Texas is up 8 with a minute to go, and all of a sudden it's 2, and they had the ball. I was like, oh my goodness! So it was amazing. And then we took that and we parlayed that into some craps tables, and it's a good, very good winning night. And anytime you can leave Stadium Swim and you actually pay for you win enough to pay for the big night out. If you haven't been there, it's pretty expensive. It's like it was a win-win. So thanks for Griffin and Nick hanging out with us, and Guy, and what was her name? Bree, right?
Yeah, Bree. It was Bree.
Bree, our girl our waitress really took good care of us. So, and those guys at Stadium Swim were great to us. A lot of them, of course, knew who we were from this. So, but it's Wednesday, and we've got some hoops, and we got Raphael today, and I'm excited to talk to him because it's that time of year where we're looking at the Sweet 16 and these lines. Since we talked to him on Monday, got some action. We want to know where that's at. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget, if you want in on our best plays, go over to docsports.com/free60, and that'll get you a $60 account, and you can get in and test out any of us. $30 per day per sport, or $99 per week per sport. We do have the $75 all the way through the national championship game right now, too. So if you're an existing user, of course, you can just log in. You know how to get in. Okay, let's talk NBA first. Let's get that out of the way, and then we'll finish up with the NHL, and in the middle, we'll sandwich it with college hoops. Give me a free pick here, Nick, today in the NBA. I thought this was a pretty tough card today, to be honest.
Yeah, it wasn't the easiest. We got the Los Angeles Clippers -3.5 here, headed to New York to face the Knicks. Clippers are 8-2 in their last 10 games here, and they just lost to the Thunder in their last game by 2 points. The Knicks, they're 5-5 in their last 10 games here, just beating the Mavericks. They're on a 2-game winning streak, but Jalen Brunson is out here tonight. The Clippers this season are 15-20 on the road, while the Knicks, they play their best basketball here at home, 24-11 here, while Kawhi Leonard will be in tonight, and that's a big factor here for the Clippers. I absolutely love the Clippers in this situation. They don't have Jalen Brunson to carry the load here for the offense. Cat will be in the lineup here, but I think the Clippers get it done. They cover here on the road -3.5. That is my free play here for the NBA. I love the Clippers here tonight.
Yeah, that back-to-back spot for a Knicks without Brunson, that's just asking a lot. I will say the Knicks are because they're Villanova basically, and that team when Jay Wright was there, they're dogs. Like Brunson and all those boys. They play hard, and they're just not gonna roll over on a back-to-back. Is my point. But it's just, I also think the point guard from Cincinnati, Moeller. He was out last game. I think he might be out. So that your best 2 point guards are out, and that leaves Campaign. Not that he's a terrible player, but there's a reason why he's third string on the Knicks now. It's like now that guy has to start. That really hurts them. So, all right, Raphael, let's get a free pick from you. Anything in the NBA?
Well, I'm going to dive back. I'm going to dive into a game that's today that moved so many points, opened up at 2.5. The Denver Nuggets, Milwaukee Bucks. And this is when I tell people, if you're going to take sports gambling serious, you need to really dive into games overnight numbers. Yesterday, this number opened up at 2.5. It moved to 3 before even Damian Lillard came out that he's out for a while because of blood clot. Thoughts and prayers to you. Welcome to the club of taking blood thinners for the rest of your life. I've been taking blood thinners for almost 5 years, so it sucks. So I feel bad for the kid. But this now number's 8. So I got from 3 to 8. I have a nice 5-point middle in this. And I can guarantee you, once the betting public realizes that probably the Greek Freak is now playing tonight, and that means maybe the Joker is playing tonight. This might keep on moving upwards. So I'm looking at a possible middle spot. And my free play is going into that game. If there's no Greek Freak and there's no Lillard, who's going to score for the Milwaukee? That means Brook Lopez needs a big number. And I just checked this right now. FanDuel DraftKings still has Brook Lopez over 22.5 points and rebounds. This one opened up at 23.5. I don't understand why they haven't moved yet. Computer glitch. Maybe they're at stadium with you guys. Maybe they took over your cabana and they haven't moved the number yet. He has hit this one in back-to-back games. His last 10 games, he's averaging almost 16 points a game. They need him to put some points on the board because I don't know where they're going to get their points. So I like Brook Lopez over 22.5 points in rebounds for the Milwaukee Bucks tonight.
I only thing I always worry about, and this is I always say the PSA, when you're careful with props because on blowouts they don't freaking play the guy in the fourth quarter when they're up or down, and it's like you need like 2 points in the fourth quarter and they don't even put him back in. It's like, oh my goodness. I think this could be an ugly game. I think that especially if Joker, which I'm guessing with the line the way it is, suggesting that he's going to play here, and I'm suggesting that probably Giannis isn't going to play. So it's like this game could end up being 20, 30 points. So that's the only thing I worry. I was actually thinking about Denver in the first half in this one as my free play. So it was kind of funny that you brought this game up because I think Denver and Joker, he's been out for a little while. I think they're going to come out and just blitz him. So I would take the first half. It's like 4.5. I see it right now. So I jumped
right before release time, it was 3.5. I mean, because the number moved like right so close to release time, so it was crazy.
Yeah, and then I always say somebody knows something usually, and the injury reports sometimes don't. The sports books know before a lot of other of these media outlets sometimes, and sometimes not. And then that's when you'll see the big line movements. It's like all of a sudden they didn't know, they released the number, boom. Now it's like Kobe Bryant's not playing. Well, of course the Lakers aren't going to be like a favorite. It's that kind of move that you see out there. So all right, so we got the NBA out of the way. Let's talk college hoops. Before we get to it, I don't know if either of you guys have any strong opinions or even leans here in the NIT tonight. Both games in NIT last night, both underdogs and away teams won. And I kind of think they both could win again tonight. I think, because this NIT's, you took away all those teams that are going to play in the crown. This is just not the greatest NIT field ever. So maybe we start with you, Raphael. Is there anything that you like here in NIT tonight?
Well, we were just speaking about first halves, and that's why I'm looking at the Anteaters of UC Irvine first half at 2.5. I think UAB can probably steal this game or keep this very close. So I don't want to take the full game because this one's probably going to be 4.5, probably get bet all the way up to 5 by tip-off because they're going to see that record that the Anteaters have won. They're 12-2 at home this year, and they're 22-13 against the spread. So that's why I think take the first half at 2.5 because this game number will probably move to 5. I like the Anteaters to start off hot at home and maybe cool off it a little, and that's when UAB can maybe sneak in either the back door or get the outright win. But I like the Anteaters first half just because they're at home and their dominance they've been at home.
When I actually did a video on this one, and I kind of think UAB is going to cover this game. I thought UAB was going to get run out because there was all these rumors out there about guys opting out, kind of like the bowl situations, and it has not. UAB has kind of rallied they've had to go on the road each game. I'm like, why not? They don't need to win. They could just cover, So I kind of think UAB plus the points a little lean, nothing crazy. Griffin, any opinion on NIT this game or the other Loyola Chicago and Kent State, right?
No, Craig, that's another bear. That's another bear right there, Nick.
Oh, dude, I get it.
But UAB versus just like Ralph said. I'm on UAB actually here, and UC Irvine is coming in this game as -4.5 favorites. We just saw UAB. They absolutely played phenomenal in their last game here, and they were underdogs against St. Clair, and they won that game by 4 points there. Now they have to play UC Irvine here. This team, UAB, has an explosive offense here. They're ranking 17th in the country in points per game, averaging 82.3 points per game. I don't think that UC Irvine will be able to keep up with this high-paced tempo offense for UAB. I like them full game. I would take the points in my back pocket, but I also love them on the money line here as an underdog play tonight, Craig.
Well, maybe we'll put a parlay together tonight.
A little two-teamer like last night.
I do think they can win. I do actually think both underdogs can win tonight in the NIT. I just I think you probably should play them with the points because you're getting enough where it's like, much easier to cover these numbers that we're laying tonight.
That Kent State number's dropping as we speak. I mean, there's a 4.5 that just popped up.
Yeah, it's just an interesting game because the MAC, and I know all about the MAC. It's literally every college is right around where I live. They didn't have the greatest year. Akron had a good year. Kent State was pretty good. Miami of Ohio was decent, but like the rest of the league was not the greatest this year. So it's like, were they just beating up on bad teams? But we've seen now Kent State's went on the road. They played very well.
Yeah.
So interesting matchup here. Now, Raphael, we got this, the Sweet 16 starting back tomorrow for the NCAA tournament. And both Thursday and Friday, obviously, 4 games each day. Has there been any, since we talked on Monday, any real big news as far as line movements, that we need to cover here?
I think Duke will probably end up moving to 10. I was talking over to BetMGM late last night, and he says they're probably going to have to move them to 10 sometime maybe today, just because the amount of money that's coming out on parlays with Duke and probably teasers. So I think they're probably a little bit lopsided on that one. Same thing with Michigan, a lot of Michigan money coming in. I would not be shocked if we see that one move back down to 9 or even 8.5 as the number opened up to. So there was significant action coming in. I'm actually a little shocked that the least amount of bet game is the Kentucky-Tennessee game. They said they're not getting that much action, maybe because they've already played each other twice, and who wants to watch a vanilla game a third time, but no action coming in on that one, which I'm actually excited an SEC team gets to lose that game.
Well, it's interesting because, the higher seed, which is Tennessee, has lost the first 2 games to Kentucky, yet they're the favorite again, Tennessee. So it's like I kind of thought we might see a lot of – Kentucky's a huge public team too. I thought maybe that number would come down a little bit because public sees, they won both games, probably good. Why are they under? Probably should bet them. That would be I would consider what a public underdog, right? But we haven't seen that, right? It hasn't been. The number has not moved.
And for total reasons, if you're looking at over-unders, the Purdue-Houston total, it just dropped to 131.5 about an hour ago. We can maybe see this one continuing because I think everyone's betting Houston on this one. So if you're going to bet Houston, are you really going to play Houston and over? It's always Houston and under tickets on that one. So we can see this total continue to drop. And if you're Purdue, you need to at least hang 60 if you want to try to beat Houston.
I don't know about you guys, but I think Purdue has as good as talent and maybe better than Gonzaga offensively. Gonzaga did score.
Court is better. The backcourt is better than Gonzaga's.
They did score against. It wasn't they didn't score. Houston's just better than people think. Like they're very good on offense. They don't put the wow numbers up because they don't shoot a lot. They run the clock down a lot, so they don't get as many possessions. And they were winning those games. Like when you're winning late, you're not throwing up threes late. You're going to run the clock down at the end of the game and play time and score situations. So to me, I was thinking about an over in that game, which anytime you see Houston, I was like, that's scary. But if I had to bet that game, I was thinking over.
It's a 10:00 game, so I'm sure the betting public looks at Houston and they're not going to bet the over. I'm sure they're probably going to bet the under. A lot of teasers coming in and under on that one, so we may get a 131.
Yeah, I don't like teasing totals. I don't know why. I just never really been successful at tease. I don't mind teasing sides, but when I tease totals, I never win ever. So I stay away from that. But put in the comments. I forgot to say this. Put in the comments what you guys like for today, what you like for the Thursday and Friday for the Sweet 16. If you have a question on the game, we'll try to obviously cover it. When we look at I think Thursday's a little better card in my opinion. Just more interesting. I should say better card. All 4 are going to be great games, I think, both days. But I think Thursday's a little better card. And I think I can have an opinion on every game, which is I like. It's like a lot of times as handicappers, we don't have an opinion. We just say, hey, we just don't like this game. But I like all the games. Nick, is there one maybe on Thursday or Friday that kind of sticks out that you're either interested in playing or just interested in, how it's going to go down?
I would say I do have a game. It's going to be a premium play.
Don't mention that one then.
It's going to be a top play, but I do like Duke. I'm a big advocate of Cooper Flagg and what he's done there at Duke. He's a very humble kid, and this guy absolutely performs every single game. And we take it for granted here what he's done with that team. It might not be putting up 40 points, but let me tell you, he makes an impact on the court. I think this Duke team will absolutely explode here. A lot of people are coming on that Arizona and the points, but I just think this Duke team, look what they did against Baylor. Look what they did again the whole year. They've been blowing out teams and covering spreads. I absolutely love Duke, and I think they put a beating here on Arizona tomorrow, actually on Thursday.
Love obviously the start guard for Arizona went to North Carolina, so like they're very familiar with him, and he either is going to be shoot them in the game or shoot them out of the game, because really they kind of need him. This isn't like they can beat other teams without him playing his best. No, you're not beating Duke unless this dude puts up 23, 24, 25 points. I don't even know if they can keep it within the number without him getting to that. Duke is just a different beast. Now, the one thing I will say, we have never the only freshman really driven team was the Anthony Davis team that for Kentucky that ran through and won the championship. Everybody says all the NIL, it's been veterans. So Duke has to overcome that. All the other, Auburn, very I don't even know if they play a couple of freshmen, but not a ton of minutes. Alabama plays some young guys, but mostly veterans.
Purdue's a veteran team.
Oh, Purdue's super veterans. I mean, it's like every team that's pretty much left. Tennessee's a veteran team. Really, Duke is the one that has, so can they overcome I always call it the John Calipari, because he usually has just all freshmen, and it's like, it never works. And it's like, if your job is to get the guys in the NBA, John Calipari's done the best job of any coach we've ever seen. If your job is to win a championship with these great talent, you haven't done your job because, Raphael, when you look at this Arkansas-Texas Tech game, I see a lot of people pounding the table for Arkansas right now because obviously they've came on and they're getting, I forget the guy's name, the big guy that gives them all their toughness. He's going to play, he says 12 to 15 minutes, so he's going to be back available now. What do you see coming in on this game? Because this is interesting. They haven't played great all year, Arkansas, yet all of a sudden they're here in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, I'm tired of people saying Arkansas could be the Cinderella story. No, they got freaking NIL people all over the place. People who are playing for Kentucky followed Calipari to Arkansas, so they're not a Cinderella team. If you want to talk about a Cinderella team, look at someone in Utah and BYU. That's a Cinderella team. But I like this Arkansas team because they're clicking in all cylinders right now. They're getting healthy right now. But this Texas Tech team, they played some tough teams as well. I know they didn't play an SEC schedule, but the Big 12 was legit this year. People think the Big 12 bottom feeders were better than the SEC bottom feeders, even though they got 14 teams in the tournament. So I think Texas Tech's a live dog or live favorite here, but the number's too high. If it's either Arkansas or nothing for me. I thought it was going to be like around a 3-point game. I think that's why I made it 3.5. So this 5 number's a little bit too high. So I'm looking at Arkansas.
I still can't believe I knew it was going to be high when the BYU number came out, the total, but I was still shocked. I didn't have it this high. I'm going to be honest. I was 4 points lower. I don't know about you, Raphael, but I was shocked that it started. I thought maybe 170.5, 171.5, 175.5 is a lot of points. And I know it's going to be fast. Is there any money coming on the under?
No. It's all over money. There's a 175.5 over at the Superbook and over at Westgate. We'll see 176, 176 there. I have a bet with Lamar, who's the director over at BetMGM and stuff like that. Will we see 178? So it's a dinner next time I'm in Vegas for WrestleMania. So
I cannot remember a higher total.
It was 2005. I think it was Virginia UVA. I think the total was like 180 something. Remember, Virginia used to be a high-paced game back in the early 2000s. Virginia put up some big numbers.
Pre-Bennett. Pre-Bennett. This is just crazy, though. I like the over, though. If I was going to bet it, I would definitely bet the over.
Oh, yeah, me too.
BYU is not going to win this game if it's low scoring. They've improved on their defense, but it's not like they've improved where they're just shutting teams down. They just, when they need to late in the game, they've been able to get stops the second half of the season. Early in the year, they were losing all those close games because at the end of the game, they couldn't make the stop when they needed to. They got the stop against the Wisconsin Star, at the end. That was the difference. If they don't get that stop and he makes that, goes overtime, I think they probably lose. So any interest, Nick, on a 176 if it goes to that on an overplay?
No, I'm staying far away from that. I think BYU will play good in the first half, so I might look at a first half play with the points with BYU. But I just think Alabama, their guard play is one of the best in the countries, and I think that they will get the job done against BYU. I would side with Alabama in the full game, but I would also go with BYU. Maybe check out the points in the first half, but I would stay away from the total in this game, Craig.
What's the is there an over under, Raphael, on a number of threes made for Arkansas? Because they're are not Arkansas for Alabama.
BYU?
For Alabama. Alabama's going to get a lot of open threes.
I'm sure there is now. Today's Wednesday and tomorrow's game, so I'm sure there is a number now.
They only shoot layups and threes, so it's like, and BYU gives up lots of 3-point attempts. That's going to be the problem for them.
Alabama's the Boston Celtics of college basketball.
Yeah, I mean, and BYU's somewhat there too because the coach came from Utah in NBA, and he believes in the analytics as well. I mean, almost every coach has adopted some of the NBA analytics principles, but these guys went way over the top and like all in, and it has worked. Alabama, I mean, they got to the Final Four last year, so I don't know if you can win like that in college hoops, though. I might be proven wrong. I mean, I never thought the Warriors style could win a championship. If you just said that, 8-9 years ago, I was like, you can't win just shooting threes. You got to get freaking easy shots. Now they were very good on defense too. That was, I guess, the one thing that people didn't give credit for. But I still can't believe that's good. And Maryland, Florida is the one, and then we'll kind of get out of here with some NHL plays. But Maryland, Florida, where are we seeing the money on this one? Because Florida lost a little shine because the last game was close. Because if Florida would have won easy, I think this line would be 2 more points, right?
Yeah, I think if they won easy double digits, we're probably looking at open up at 7. So there's one 6.5 that popped up, I think, late last night. So I think I think everyone thinks Florida got their scare. UConn, if you want to see how you beat Florida, just watch the UConn game. I mean, if I'm anybody that needs to try to beat them, just watch that game. They took out all their big guys out in the first half. They spread the floor out, so the big guys weren't just camping around in the middle, and they were hitting jump shots. So this number will probably continue to come in Florida. Like I said, if 1.6.5 popped up later, that means others will pop up soon. So I would not be shocked if this one closed at 7. A little bit shocked that the total moved 2 points, open up at 155. 157s are out there, and its Superbook has 168. So I need to call my boys over there and say what the heck happened on that one. So I am a little bit shocked at the line movement of the total.
And Nick, can you wake up Griffin and say, "Hey, who do you like, Florida or Maryland?" But when you look at this one, though, this was an interesting game because Florida. Most people that like the general public, Florida was the consensus that they were going to win this. Like they had the most talent, experience, everything. Now you have that close call. Now everybody's questioning. Do you still believe in them here?
I do. I believe in this Florida Gators team. You saw it in the SEC tournament, and they struggled against UConn, especially in that first half. But you saw in the second half they picked it up. And the one thing they have to do against Maryland is shut down Queen here. If you shut down Queen, you're going to have a very good chance of winning this game, and I think they blow them absolutely out. They're great on the offensive rebound. They're great on rebounds as a team, all. And I think this Florida team is going to run this tournament. It's going to be Duke and Florida. That is my championship pick right there. Duke and Florida playing for the national championship here, Craig.
I worry about Duke. I mean, they haven't had a scare.
Don't worry about them.
They haven't really had a scare in a long time because the conference was so bad this year. So it's like, what's going to happen when you have those young guys when inevitably you're going to get a scare. Other than UConn, the last 2 years where they've just run through this tournament, just killing people. Like most times you get a game like the Florida game had, like where you have to grit out a win when you didn't play your best. Can Duke do that? Because we haven't seen it, right? I mean, Raphael, this is the worst year the ACC's ever had. Ever. Yeah. I mean, you take Duke away, it was horrific.
That's why I like the field at -130, -125 to win a national championship over SEC. So if you get that one, you can probably get a better money line if it is Duke in Florida, because they'll probably have Florida as a small favorite in that game. So I bet that one at -125 on that one. So
you think Florida will be the favorite if they face off?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I guess it depends if Duke keeps beating people, by double digits, then it's
Well, yeah. If Duke comes out and wins double digits, then we're probably looking at maybe I'll pick them and then see where the money comes in. But
yeah, like I'm very interested because I really think the best three teams are Houston, Florida, and Duke. But that doesn't mean they're going to win because inevitably you're going to play bad one game. Florida maybe got it out of the way. We don't know. Like maybe sometimes that gives you doubt, and then all of a sudden, you have 3-4 close games in a row. So we'll see. But I'm interested to see what Houston does. That's really the team because I just think people didn't give them enough credit. The Big 12 was really good this year, and no one had an answer for them. No one. I mean, I don't know. They lost early to Auburn, and I think people watched that game and kind of you know what I mean? But since then, nothing's no one could touch them. No. So, all right, let's give a free NHL pick and let's get out of here. Nick, I almost said it again. I almost said you Pierce, but
let's do it. Nick, another dog play. We hit the Buffalo Sabres yesterday too. We got another dog here. We got the Dallas Stars and the Edmonton Oilers. Stars coming in this game as favorites here on the road in Edmonton. Why? Because Connor McDavid is out. They have a road record here of 18-14 on the season, the Dallas Stars. But the Oilers, they play their best hockey here at home, 22-11 on the season. Both of these teams coming in this game off wins in their last performance. But anything right now could happen with this Oilers team in their dog price. You're giving me an Oilers team, the Edmonton Oilers, dog price at home. Come on. This is ridiculous. Give me the Edmonton Oilers here. They're 7th in the NHL in goals per game, and Dallas is ranking in 5th in goals per game, but Dallas doesn't play as strong on the road than they do at home. Give me the Edmonton Oilers as another dog play. Let's go for 3 in a row here tonight.
What did I say? Are the dogs barking? I
mean,
last night they were barking. I mean, we had a great night. So
can I piggyback on his?
Yeah, I was just going to say, Raphael, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback with my free play on this one. I took the Edmonton Oilers team total over 2.5 at -135. I didn't mind laying a -135, and I don't mind that Connor McDavid is not playing because last 2 road games the Stars played, they've given up 8 goals. Their goaltending is very shaky right now, and the last 4 games, the Oilers are averaging 4.5 goals per game. I like this play with his dog, and I think – I almost said the P word. I was going to say maybe I'll parlay.
Same game parlay.
No. I'm not taking. I'm just taking Oilers to win. We'll say 4-1.
All right. So you have to stay tuned today. At some point when I'm behind because once again I'm getting on my soapbox. I can't stand the time zones, and when you're in Vegas, this 3-hour time zone is absolutely killing me.
Awful.
But like last night and today, I'm running behind. But we're going to post the video. It was whacked out with our girl Bree and all of us guys and the winning tickets and everything. So make sure you stay tuned on our social media here at Docs. We'll post it on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and all that. So make sure you stay tuned. All right. So I'll give you a little sprinkle on a free play as well here. I like the Blackhawks. I would sprinkle the 190, but I like them plus 1.5. I just think, look how bad the New Jersey's 14-23 when against the puck line this year. They're just not. That's on the road. That's just not. It's hard. It's hard to win on the road, and it's hard to win on the road by more than 1 goal. Your average game it's the same as baseball. Most games in 1 row, and you know what the bookmakers dream, right, Raphael, is the -1.5. It doesn't matter if it's baseball or if it's hockey. They clean up on it, and what do you think the action, Raphael, on the -1.5 versus +1.5 is on most games?
Oh, on parlays is huge. We love when we look at people's parlays and all you see is run line. Oh, it's
easy winner.
It's a dream. Oh, it's like babe, we're going out to dinner tonight, babe.
Yeah. So, but it's 60 to 70% of the action. You just don't see a lot of people, and that's why you always want to be the opposite of the public. Not always, but if you're living the opposite of what the square guys are doing, you're getting a better price almost always. That's just words to live by. And you're going to probably make more money long-term than doing it the other way. Now, you can't just go blanket, hey, we're going to take every +1.5 on the board. That, not smart either. But just so I like the +1.5 Chicago Blackhawks. And it just happens to be I'm going to be with Nick and Griffin tonight, the Chicago Blackhawks guys. So it's we'll have some.
Spencer Knight in net. I love it. Money
there
line,
you go.
sprinkle a little pizza money on it too.
All right, guys. Anybody have big plays today?
I do not.
Nope.
No, tomorrow I will.
I saw 8-unit Jason Sharp's NBA Game of the Year. So if you guys want that, go over to DocSports.com and go into the grid and get his NBA card. It's just $30, or the week's $99. So get in on it. I think he was the only one with a really big play today. So make sure you check that out. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Make sure you follow along on the social media. People are saying, hey, where's my 3 picks? Where's Griffin's 33? We are in Vegas for tonight and basically tomorrow. And I'm going back late Friday night. So it is much tougher with this time difference, like trying to get these plays, because I always try to wait till late at night. And by then I'm whoop, whoop, whoop. And, I can't do anything like that. So, all right, guys, have a great day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Hope all your bets are winning ones. Thanks again, Raphael and Nick. And go wake Griffin up. We'll talk to you guys later.